Wagner. I am here from the Beach Patrol on Hilton Head, South Carolina. Usually we do a Palmetto Safety Days with you guys in person, but unfortunately with COVID we have to do it away, but that'll give us an opportunity to show you some more things on the beach. So what we're here to talk about are ways that the Beach Patrol helps you, and also some ways that you can help the Beach Patrol. So first of all, let's talk about the way the Beach Patrol helps you. There's really three main ways we can do that. First of all, if you have trouble in the water. If we look over here, we've got one of our lifeguards that is vigilantly watching the water. He's looking for any trouble that anybody has out there. His name is João. He's from Brazil. He's one of our many collegiate swimmers that is able, if you get into any kind of trouble in the water, he'll be there to help you out. Second of all, if you have any trouble with first aid, all kinds of things happen on the beach. Jellyfish stings is our biggest. We deal with stingray wounds. We deal with even just little cuts here and there. Again, our lifeguards are all trained to deal with those situations. So that's another way that the lifeguards can help. And the third big way is if you get lost. Our lifeguards all can talk on our walkie-talkies that look like this. So if you get lost out on the beach, you tell a lifeguard, he's going to send out that information to everybody on the beach. So if you get lost, see that lifeguard right away, and they'll help you out. And one thing that's always important to notice is the favorite color of the lifeguard. As you can see with our buoys, as you can see with the umbrella and chair, is red. So you want to look for that lifeguard. Also, our trucks are red. So anytime you need help from the Beach Patrol and need help from the lifeguards, you should definitely look for red. So let's talk about some ways that you guys can help us out. First of all, and the rule number one is always swim near a lifeguard. So you can see all these people out in the water here, they're near the lifeguard. That way, if you need any kind of help on the beach, the lifeguard is very, very nearby to help you. If you don't swim near a lifeguard, it's going to take us a little bit longer to get assistance. The next thing that's really important that you guys can do to help us out is learn how to swim. We're still going to watch you regardless, and we don't ever want you to be overconfident in your swimming skills. It's really, really important that you're staying in chest deep water, even down to waist deep water, so that you don't get in trouble. But if you do get in trouble, it's very helpful that you learn to swim. So that will help you get out of dangerous situations. But don't overestimate your swimming skills. If you get out too far, the lifeguards should be able to see you, help you get back in, or whistle at you to get back in. And don't depend on a flotation device like a boat, a little rubber raft, a noodle, anything like that. Just because you have that float does not mean you can go out past chest deep water. Because if you have any trouble on that raft, if it deflates or pops or you fall off, you're going to be in trouble, and we'll have to get out there to help you out with it. Also, never swim alone. That's really, really important, because if you do get in trouble, even though you're near a lifeguard and they're there to help you, and we call it using the buddy system a lot of times. If you've got somebody right there, they can either help you or go get somebody to help you. And for kids, it's really important that you're swimming with an adult, not just a friend. So always make sure you've got somebody nearby for that. The other thing we want you to always be aware of is the wildlife on the beach. Like I mentioned before, jellyfish stings are really common. Stingray wounds are really common. So you just need to be aware of that those things are out there and can pose a danger. Jellyfish is usually just a light sting. It doesn't usually have a lot of pain behind it, but it's definitely irritating. and we'll have you guys flush that with salt water if you ever get into that kind of trouble. The other thing to deal with is stingrays. This is the barb of a stingray. The barb of a stingray, you can see it's hard, it's pointy, so it can jab you in the foot, it can jab you in the leg. And not only would this thing just hurt to get poked with, it's got a venom on it that is going to be extremely painful. So what we do to avoid that is shuffle your feet when you're in the water. If you shuffle your feet, hopefully you kick the stingray and it swims away, rather than stepping right on it where it's definitely going to sting. Another important thing to do, besides just swimming near a lifeguard, ask the lifeguard about the conditions on the beach. You'll see most of our lifeguards, and most lifeguards where you go across the country, you will see a sign of some kind that tells you some things about the beach. So you'll see it mentions the warning flags on there. It mentions high tide, low tide, and you can always ask the lifeguard, hey, what's going on today? That way, you'll know what to expect when you're out there. Now, it talks about the yellow flag and red flag. So we've got a couple different flags we use. The yellow flag means it's a medium hazard. So it's not extreme, but it's just something you need to be aware of. Common reasons we fly the yellow flag would be a lot of jellyfish stings, a lot of stingray wounds, or just rougher than normal surf conditions. The red flag is for a high hazard. Very common reasons we would fly this flag. If we see sharks in the water, we're going to clear the water for 30 minutes. And if we have time to get this up and still keep you safe, we'll throw up this red flag. Anytime you see the red flag, the main thing you need to know is to stay out of the water. Also, we do it with lightning. In just extremely hazardous surf conditions, we'll throw the red flag out. But always ask the lifeguard conditions, and especially if you see either, I get this unwrapped, the yellow flag or the red flag, definitely ask the lifeguard what's going on, and they can let you know. Let's talk about another real important thing you guys need to do is protect yourself from the sun. You can see it's extremely sunny out here today, so I've got on sunscreen, I've got on my sunglasses, I keep on a hat to protect myself from the sun. If you look around, you'll see lots of people with umbrellas, canopies, all sorts of things like that that can help keep you out of the sun. But it's also very important that you drink plenty of water. Water is extremely important. You can also substitute that with something like Gatorade or Body Armor or Powerade, any of those drinks that are for rehydrating. When it gets really hot in the summer, it is very easy to get dehydrated on the beach. So just make sure you're drinking lots and lots of water. Earlier we mentioned that one of the ways that the lifeguards can help you is if you get lost. So let me give you guys a few more tips in case you do get lost on the beach. First of all, I mentioned it before, but I want to mention it again. If you are lost, tell the lifeguard right away. Don't be embarrassed. It happens a lot. So if you tell the lifeguard right away, we'll be on the lookout for your parents. Your parents are probably going to come up and tell another lifeguard, or maybe even the same lifeguard, that you're lost, and we can get you back really quickly. What happens a lot of times is somebody's shy and doesn't want to go tell the lifeguard, or is embarrassed to tell the lifeguard, and they just keep wandering thinking they're going to find their parents. The problem with that is usually that just makes you get more and more lost, and farther away from where you're supposed to be. So remember, find the lifeguard under the red umbrella, let them know you're lost. We'll tell all the other lifeguards on the beach to look out for your parents, and it'll be pretty quick. We'll get you back really fast. Another important thing to note are these signs that are all up and down the beach. They start at the far end of the beach at marker 1, and they go all the way to the north end of the beach at marker 135. So they do go in order. Every now and then there's an A or a B after the number, which is just telling you where there's an access. So if you're on the beach and you're facing the water and you go left, the numbers are going to get higher. So this one says we are at marker number 95. So we go about 1/10 of a mile that way, we'll find marker 96. If we go about 1/10 of a mile the other way, we'll find marker 94. So it's very important when you go to the beach, if you can look at the sign and know the marker number where you are, that will help you a lot. You can tell the lifeguard, hey, I was supposed to be at marker 95, and we'll know you're right by this lifeguard over here. Also, know the name of the beach where you are. Right now we're up in Singleton Beach on the north end. There's a lot of different names of beaches on the island, not just Hilton Head Beach, but some places are called Caligny Beach, or Sea Pines, or Folly Field, or Dreesen, lots of different names for them. So if you know the name of the beach where you are and the marker number, we can help you get back a lot more quickly.